There's some part that I didn't bring up on the first part of this little series, and that's the shanks off a deer. For those of you that are cooks, that are kind of dedicated cooks, most real cooks I know, they like lamb shanks. They've got their own special recipe for them, and braise them real slow, and have them with mashed potatoes or polenta or pasta or whatever you want. Well, most folks don't know you can do the same thing with a deer shank, and the effect is just fabulous. You just got to cook it a little bit longer than you would a lamb shank. Where a lamb shank will be done in a couple hours, and deer shank will take you 3 hours. But it's got that same wonderful texture, and it's a good piece of meat. And I'm going to touch on one other thing here. I've got this shoulder that this particular customer of mine wants to put into grind, which I will, but before I do, I'm going to give you an option on that shoulder. It's a nice muscle. It's got a lot of connective tissue in it. It's got seams that run every which way, but it's got some real tender parts to it. In fact, it's all tender if it's treated properly. And I'm going to show you what you can do with it. I may have to look and find some string. I think it's around here somewhere. There it is. But I'm going to show you how to make a venison roast, so it'll be good. I won't show you the whole process, but I'll show you part of it. And you've got these two parts, and together you take the big end off of each one of them and you reverse it. And you could, if you're much of a cook, if you're interested in this sort of thing, you could put some sliced apples and onions in the middle of this, or any number of things. You could put a pocket in it and stuffing. I won't bother with that, but I will do one little trick. Is I'll take a couple of slices, maybe 3 slices, thin slices of beef fat, and lay it over the top of this. It'll really help it cook nicely. You can treat it just like a regular roast. This is a process the old timers used to use, and I think they call it larding, and makes a real impressive roast. When you put it in the oven, it just browns up real nice and gets crispy, and it bastes the deer meat, which tends to be, if you roast it, it tends to get a little dry, but that beef fat will help that whole process, and it'll give you a little something else to munch on. It can't all be steaks and hamburger. But anyway, this is the process, and I just wanted to show you. You can get this slices of beef fat from any full-service butcher shop. Just ask for it. They'll probably get mad at you and get mad at me for bothering them, but that's okay. And it really does make a great roast. Kind of square these ends up and see what it's like. See if I got my strings pretty straight. I do. Just cook that, put that up right in the oven, and oh, what a treat. About 2.5 hours at a real kind of a low temperature, probably about 300. It'll make a nice roast with some drippings to make some gravy. Okay, that does this part for now. We're going to stop for a minute and get set up for the grind, and take a little smile break, and there we go. Anyway, that's it for now. Okay. And you might want to pan it through here so the folks that are here for. Well, this second part, I need to cover a couple of things. One of them is that we need to pay homage to the pig, because this noble beast makes a lot of folks happy. He gave his life so we can have full bellies. The other thing I want to talk about is this is the part that you may want to take to some professional. someone that has the equipment. We're going to grind the hamburger, and a lot of people have grinders anymore at home. They're more widely available. They're a little expensive, but people do